persons palagi. So dapat ako din.
Kailangan ko po maging aggressive sa court. Siyempre, hindi basta-basta yung mga kalaban mo, hindi basta-basta yung mga palo nila.
PVL kasi very challenging eh. Lalong-lalo na marami kayong naglalaro, maraming athlete na papasok pa. So yun, ang natutunan ko and matututunan pa is to learn and to grow pa.
Hindi dapat tayo mag-settle for less. Yung parang kung nandito ka na, dapat hindi ka mag-stop doon. Never stop learning.
It's all about striving for more for Team Army and Team Cherry TIGGO. Now let's head over to the panel as we check out the standings so far in the conference.
All right, thank you very much, Sam. Let's see. We've been harping for several days already. We're coming into the final week of the eliminations. We're here already, and very few games remaining for the teams looking to secure a semi-spot, Noreen.
You're right. Actually, it's a very important week for the PVL. All teams have just 2 games remaining, so the hunt is on for the top 4.
Obviously, if you already follow the conference, you know that, like what you see here, Signal is 4-0. But what's more important, Doreen, is they see the points that are on the left side of the board.
Yeah, you can see Creamline and PLDT with 3 wins and 1 loss apiece. And they need, both these teams need to win at least 1 more game to secure that spot. Now, focus is on Army, Chocomucho, and Cherry TIGGO. You see Petrogas is eliminated because these 3 teams really need their wins in the remaining games to try to make it to the top 4.
Now, we put the points there, FIVB points there, because it's important to note how they will tie, depending on the wins and losses, how they do in the final games of the elimination round. All right, we have Cherry taking on the Army today, and we have talking to us today, telling us about maybe their game plan. We have from the Cherry TIGGO crossovers, Alina Bicar, who put up 5 points, 11 digs, 13 excellent sets in their win versus Petrogas. Hi, Alina. You guys have never been full strength so far in the Invitational Conference. How does that affect the gameplay and the chemistry of the team?
Ngayon, sobrang mahalaga po talaga yung makumpleto kami, first of all. Kasi syempre yung mga past few games namin is kulang talaga kami. And big factor din talaga yung nakumpleto kami ngayon sa game namin. And ayun, lumalaban naman po.
Yeah, Alina, no? I always call her the gutsy setter because I've been a fan. No? You're coming into a new team. Can you share with us to your fans, ano yung mga challenges that you went through or you experienced, going into the new team?
Syempre po, nakakahiya. Syempre ako, nung pagpasok ko po kasi sa Cherry, ako lang po yung nag-training. And ako lang mag-isa nag-training. Pero yun nga, yung mga coaches ko din naman is taga-UST. And yung mga teammates ko din naman is hindi naman po sila mahirap pakisamahan. And pagpasok ko po, parang family na po talaga yung ano ko sa kanila.
All right, I know it's a very important game for you guys. You only have 1 win so far and 3 losses, but you still have a chance of making it to the semifinals. We'll let you go and warm up. Thank you very much for your time, Alina Bicar.
Thank you po.
All right, that's Alina Bicar of the Cherry TIGGO crossovers. Now let's talk about one of their 3 best players or 3 top scorers in their win versus Petrogas. And this is Shaya Adorador, who put up 15 points, 32% efficiency from the field, Noreen.
Well, Share Ador for me is a good example that a player can get better after their collegiate days.
Yeah.
If you follow her career, she would come off the bench, but now she gets the nod at the starting position. And why not? She's been producing the points, 15 points in that game. And you know that she will be a go-to player today.
All right, we'll see if she can put up the same numbers here today. We'll take a quick break and talk to Army when we return right here on One Sports. Welcome back to the Phil Oilico Oil Center. Eric Depan with Noreen Go, and we're talking about this matchup between CHERY TIGGO crossovers and the Army Lady Troopers. Let's talk about Jovelyn Gonzaga specifically. One of 2 players in double digits, although they did not score as many as you'd expect from the caliber of a player like Jovelyn Gonzaga. But, you know, she will always be the dependable, reliable player for Army.
Well, you said it, but we have to mention last conference she did not play because of beach volleyball commitments. But what a comeback! What a comeback. We have to mention she is 3rd in scoring and even in defense. So all around, you've seen that last game, 11 points and 20 huge digs. She is, as you said, ever reliable, and they will count on her, like you said, in today's game.
All right, and joining us today on the panel to talk about the Army game plan, we have Sergeant Jovelyn Gonzaga. Jovelyn, hi, welcome.
Magandang hapon po,
Hello.
sir.
In your last game, you guys had such a great first set, 25-17, but you struggled in the remaining sets. So what have you learned there moving forward, because you guys still have a chance to make it to the semis?
Siguro talaga yung consistency ng team, and lalo na after that solid first set, bumagsak yung receive and defense namin. So feeling ko doon nag-start lahat kung bakit naapektuhan ng ibang skills namin. So during training, last training, doon kami nag-focus kung saan kami nagkulang.
My question is a bit more personal for your fans. How do you do it? Paano mo ginagawa na you won't play last conference, this conference, you play, but your points are there, you're number 3rd in scoring and defense. How do you do it? Share your secret with your fans.
Credit sa mga kasama ko, lalo-lalo na sa setter ko, kasi kung wala sila, hindi ko ma-ipe-perform ang pinaperform ko ngayon. And at the same time, siguro yung experience ko from ilang years na ako naglalaro. Diba? And at the same time, galing akong SEA Games beach volleyball. So feeling ko, yung kondisyon nandun. So kaya siguro nagiging ganon yung result ng performance.
All right, well, very important game for you guys today.
Yeah.
You still have a chance to make it to the semis in a good position at 2-2 in the standings. We'll let you go. Thank you very much for your time, Sergeant
Thank you.
Jovelyn Gonzaga. All right, we turn it over to Sam to tell us about our social media interaction with the viewers. Hi, Sam.
And speaking of the fans, you guys already mentioned it. We want to bring you guys in our conversation here, get you involved with the broadcast. So all you have to do is check out Twitter and answer this question of the day. Which players have impressed you the most from Army and CHERY TIGGO? Don't forget to use the hashtag PVL Invitational 2022 or hashtag PVL Twitter. Now we're gonna head over to Instagram this time to check out this post from Micah Ortiz. All right, now she gives some sound advice in her caption, telling us to stay in the moment, and we all have to agree that it's been quite a challenge for the once champion team in CHERY TIGGO, and having that mindset of just taking it one game at a time, regardless of whoever is with you on the court, is gonna do them wonders. And hopefully today they can snatch another win and stay alive here in the Invitational Conference.
All right, thank you very much, Sam. That's the goal between these 2 teams. That's what's good about CHERY and Army right now. Both have a chance to make it to the semis.
You know, that's why we're expecting all-out war today.
Definitely. All right, we have the crossovers and the Lady Troopers coming up next in the first game of your doubleheader right here on One Sports.
Joy De Imus. Second referee, Mr. Fernando Velarde. Let's call on our starting lineup from our Army Black Mamba Energy Drink team. They're led by their team captain, Sergeant Jovelyn Gonzaga. At jersey number 2, Private Marianne Esguera. Jersey number 4, Private Ivy Perez. At number 9, Audrey Catherine Parano. Wearing jersey number 14, Private First Class Nerissa Bautista. At number 21, Private Jeanette Villarreal. Libero, number 10, Sergeant Angela Luna. Head coach, Staff Sergeant Emilio Kung Fu Reyes Jr. Presenting our Cherry TIGGO crossovers. Team captain wears jersey number 10, Micah Angela Ortiz. At number 7, Mylene Paa. Wearing jersey number 9, NG Laure. Number 11, Maria Shaya Adorador. At number 14, Zarina Grace Parandang. And at number 18, Alina Bicar. Libero, number 14, Buting Duremdes. Head coach, Mr. Clarence Aying Esteban. This game is under the regulation and is held under the supervision and regulation of the games and
A little
amusement
change in the
board.
starting lineup for Coach Kung Fu Reyes, who's, by the way, back after missing their last game against PLDT. No Joanne Bunag in the starting lineup. Audrey Paran will be in there, but the rest remain the same. On the flip side, for Coach Clarence Esteban, it's the same starting 6 he used in the win versus Petrogas. We mentioned the Shaya Dorador coming off a 15-point performance, EJ Laure with 13, Mylene Paat with 12, and Zach Karandang with 11. 4 players in double digits for Cherry TIGGO, despite the fact that they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players, 7 players who did not play in that game against Petrogas.
Yeah, well, actually, we're not surprised with the starting 6 of Cherry. Really, why change it? You know, they got their first win, but for the Black Mamba Army, really using Paran. I mean, you know, coaches will always try to find the right 6. So coming off that loss, I think Coach Kung Fu thinks this will be a good 6.
We're off here. Opening set between these two teams who both have a chance of making it to the semis. Although for Cherry, it's a much harder route. They only have 1 win so far. Meanwhile, Army is at 2-2 in the standings. Shaya Adorador, what a cross court to kick things off here. They're on the board first.
Well, you did mention in the pregame that Shaya Adorador is going to play big today, and off the bat, automatic, she gets 1 point, and she has. We're expecting at least what, 12 to 15, right, for her today.
She was 32% from the field, or 32% efficiency, as Alina Picar makes a service error. Alina Picar also played excellent. We mentioned it in the open when we had her on the panel. 5 points, 11 digs, 13 excellent sets. She did almost everything for the team.
Exactly. And, you know, what a start for her. You know, she got to play the entire game, and Cherry got the first win.
That's right. And that's despite not playing in the first few games because of the health and safety protocols.
Actually, no, parang, when you think about it, would she start if she were there? Probably, right? Probably.
Shaya Adorador with back-to-back points. Shaya is from Quezon City, Manileña.
And, you know, like we said, she is a perfect example of a player who got better.
Yeah.
You know, after her collegiate years or days or career, she's now starting for Cherry.
Nice kill there for Jeanette Villarreal, who set to serve. 6 points in the last game for Villarreal in that 4-set loss against PLDT.
Yeah, and we did see a lot of the middle kills for Villarreal. We've seen that during her collegiate days.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that could be an option, one of the main options of Army.
Audrey Paran attacking Clarence Esteban.
Target.
That's outside. Let's go to Sam Corrales.
The target is definitely on the CHERY TIGGO crossovers now as they are trying to pick themselves up again and continue their winning streak and hopefully get that win today to stay alive in the Invitational Conference. Buding Duremdes is finally playing her second game and she just wants to emphasize teamwork, communication, and energy. Now, Mylene Paat says, na-feel talaga nila yung impact ni Buding pagpasok niya sa court. According to her, Buding helps bring confidence since she is the one acting as a leader sa back row. Sa front row naman, si Mylene ang naglo-look out for the team in terms of blocking. And now that the road finally cleared up for the crossovers and they are almost complete, let's see if they can keep their momentum in this must-win situation. Back to you.
Thank you, Sam. 20 digs for Buding Duremdes in that to win versus Petrogas. That ball lands outside on the tip by Army.
Yeah, very smart tip by Laure. But yeah, Buding Duremdes really, what an addition, no? Coming also from those health protocol issues. So, yeah, I mean, she's got a lot of followers and a lot of fans, and they're just happy that she's playing again.
Mylene Paat, that service just outside. Mylene Paat, only 20% efficiency and 12 points. But she didn't have to score much. That was an easy 3-set win for CHERY against Petrogas. Petrogas really struggled in the Invitational Conference, Noreen, huh?
That's true. I mean, last conference, you remember that coming off the other conference when CHERY won, people were surprised with their performance. They ended up at eighth, right? And then this conference, the surprise is Petrogas. From being runners-up last conference, now they're like at the brink. Actually, they are eliminated.
Eliminated already, that's for sure. But the big surprise is, can they win a match in the Invitational Conference?
Well, really, for me, it goes to show that even though you performed well in one conference, all other teams will want to improve, and that's what's happening, right?
That's right.
So you can't rest on your laurels.
And it's not a guarantee that you're good in the open conference, you'll be good in the next conference.
That's true. Oh, case in point,
Exactly.
the two conferences we just had.
Good start for CHERY so far. They're serving well. They're up by 2 here in the opening set. Audrey Paran picked up by Duremdes. Picar go to Laure. Paran again. Clips the line this time.
We saw a lot of that in their previous game going cross-court. So that's why she's there, you know, added offense for Army.
Audrey Paran only scored a point in that loss versus PLDT.
Well, it seemed like more than one. But she did come off the bench.
Yep. Paran played in the second and third sets. Karandang. Really good performance for Zach Karandang. 11 points for CHERY against Petrogas.
And what I like, what she adds to the team really is that spunk. You know, like it's like Buding Duremdes at the back. When she's in front, she's just all energy.
She has that Remy Palma vibe going for her.
Yep.
Also another FEU player in college. Zach Karandang, that is wide for EJ Laure. Laure pretty accurate from the field in their last game, 41%. 13 points, 10 receptions.
You can see Mylene Paat talking to Laure, I'm sure encouraging her because that is another option, right, for CHERY, Laure at the back. So, you know, with the entry of Laure in the 6, it increases their offensive options.
Micah Ortiz, dug up by Bautista. Paran. Underhand set. We go to Shaya. Cross court again. Audrey Paran with the pickup. And there's Jocelyn Gonzaga struggling to keep the ball alive. CHERY up by 2, 8-6 here in the opening set versus Army. Buding Durendes on your screen, Shai Adorador, Maylene Paat, but their leading scorer, EJ Laure, so far with 3 points. CHERY on top by 2. 8 serving 6 opening set.
Early on, Alina Becar doing a great job in ball distribution.
There's Gonzaga rejected at the net. Perez will set it up for Paran. Second point for her today.
And finds the hole there, the center of CHERY's defense. You know, it would be good for Army if Paran can get going. We've seen her during her stint at NU, and she, you know, she is a good player as well. So you're hoping to get some more points from her.
Her final season, the season 82, the canceled season. And NU was in a good position. They had a 2-0 start in season 82. There's Bautista dug up by Laure. Maylene Paat rejected. Buding Durendes with coverage. Adorador with an off-speed hit. Players collide for Army, but the rally is still alive.
Yeah.
Chance for a 2-point lead on the Paat kill here. Not yet. Agno sets it up for Bautista. Buding Durendes with a one-handed dig. Maylene Paat off-speed rejected, and that's it. The rally ends. Army ties the game at 8.
But that's the best rally we have so far. Great defense by both teams. You're right. You mentioned EJ Laure with that stretch, and it started there. But yeah, great defense at the net to end that.
And both teams, liberos were doing an excellent job.
Yeah.
Agno, Buding Durendes. Excellent coverage.
Well, you can sense both teams really.
Oh,
they want to win this.
Yep.
Obviously, to try to get to the next round.
Powerful hit by Maylene Paat. And CHERY back up by 1.
Well, for me, Maylene Paat's got to do more today. She's got to step up. It can't be just 11, 12 points.
A win here by CHERY will tie them in the standings with Army. So obviously they'll drag Army down. They'll both end up at 2 and 3.
And the rest will be based on quotient system.
That's right.
Which is what you don't want. That's what you want. But if you're Army, because you're ahead of the standings, you want to win today to avoid any of these complications down the line.
Because there will be no playoffs. That information has been given to us already, as you see the kill there by Sergeant Gonzaga. No playoffs. It will be based on the FIVB points at the end of the eliminations.
Yeah, that's how we showed it. You know, beside the standings in our pregame, that's what's important to get the team to the next round.
Service ace by Jeanette Villarreal, her second point. And Army is back on top by 1.
So we got to share Eric off air when we were talking about it. Looking at the lineups, they look pretty even. I mean, they're a good match. That's why we expect, I said earlier, an all-out war today.
But we have to add, no Mitch Morente, no Honey Royce Tubino. And I notice, I don't think Joanne Bunag as well is on the bench for... there's Joanne. Joanne, I think, is there. No Mitch Morente, no Tubino.
Intently and I think Joanne is to the right.
Yeah, she has at the end. There's a good kill for Army as they take a 2-point lead here. For CHERY, there is no Dindin Manabat still because of an ankle sprain she sustained before the start of the season.
I mean, that started their woes, really talking about CHERY, and then after that there were 4 players with those health protocols.
Chance to tie for Micah Ortiz and crossovers on this serve. Angela Nunag with a receive and a kill by Esguerra as Army is starting to get momentum, Marie.
And you can see Ivy Perez just reading the defense of CHERY, you know, reading it smartly because they know that Jovelyn Gonzaga will be marked today, so they're trying to go more to the center or the middle blockers.
Nice serve.
Yeah.
Underhand set. There's Paat. Just on the line. Gonzaga let it go, but it dropped right on the sideline.
Our coach will always say, if you're not 100% sure, you just gotta try to get it.
There it is. Gonzaga was in the perfect position to pick it up.
But she decided to play dodgeball.
Another middle attempt there from Esguerra. Laure Cross court, hits the net and goes outside.
That was Nerissa Bautista showing Jove Gonzaga. You have to be sure. I was sure. I let it go.
Still a 2-point lead for the Lady Troopers. Nene Bautista, 6 points, 1 ace in the loss versus PLDT.
Ooh, good
Zakarandang
save.
punching the ball over. 1-2 play for Perez. Mylene Pa at back row. Nice pass. Esguerra, that's into the net. Gonna be 4 touches. Or a double contact for Esguerra.
Yeah, that was low. We saw it. As the ball left the hands of Ivy Perez, we knew it was low.
But this offense is a new look of sorts as you look at Michael Ortiz on the bench for Cherry. This offense is a new look of sorts for Army because a lot of touches going to Esguerra today. We didn't see that much. I covered the game between PLDT and Army, and I didn't see that a lot. So that Coach Kufo Reyes really changing it up today.
Obviously, that is the game plan. And also, aside from the fact that you know Jove Gonzaga is smart, you're going to let the blockers of Cherry, keep guessing who he's going to go to. It takes the pressure also off of Jove Gonzaga.
That's true. And then Audrey Paran with several touches already here. Paran with 3 points. Back to a 2-point advantage for Army. Service long for Esguerra.
That's one thing they really have to avoid, the service errors, because it's a very tight match. And, each team, they're trying to dictate the tempo, but by serving it to the net or wide, that's going to halt that.
Here's Zarina or Karandang with the serve. Paran again. That's picked up by Ortiz. Back row for Paat. Dug up by Gonzaga. Paran again. Off speed. Audrey Paran showcasing her skills and talents today.
And her smarts, we have to mention, she just saw that defense behind the blockers. Nobody home. You can see she had all day. Right? Nobody home.
Ivy Perez, 19 excellent sets in their loss versus PLDT.
Yeah, and what a conference it is for her.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Highly improved. Paran again. Oh, Audrey Paran, right on automatic today. It's the biggest lead of Army, 3 points, 16-13 versus Cherry opening set. Army leading, and that's courtesy of Audrey Paran with 5 points already in the game.
Yeah, and guess what? Those 5 points make her the leading scorer of both teams.
Yep.
Early on here in the first set.
And again, that's coming off a 1-point performance off the bench. And today she starts and delivers.
That's a welcome sight for Army, obviously.
Yep. Middle attack by Villarreal. That's dug up slightly.
No,
What a dig there by Angela Nunag. The tip, though, by Paran goes outside. That was a broken play. But you love the effort of these Lady Troopers.
Yeah, we also have to mention from Cherry, they kept that ball alive. 2 girls diving for that and keeping that alive. And we have to credit half that point to defense.
Good pass by Nunag. Combination play. Jovelyn Gonzaga on the tail end of that. Here's Smiley Baat. That's long and wide.
Yeah, that's a wasted opportunity because the defense of Army was scrambling. The blockers slow to react, but yeah, getting error there for Pat.
Fans of Army. There were some of them as well at the Mall of Asia Arena when we were there on Saturday. Back to a 3-point advantage for Army. Audrey Paran is serving. Shaya, yes!
Goes cross court there. But, you know, that angle's really tough. It was far. She targeted really. It was far from Perez. You can see that. Great angle, great target.
Limited touches for Adorador so far here in set number 1. 2-point game.
But she has been effective.
Yep. Back set, Gonzaga. Dorendes to Paat. Over receive and outside from Ivy Perez. So 2 straight points for CHERY there within 1 in the opening set.
Yeah, you like the way Maylene Pat just made up for that previous error. Goes for a deep angle there.
There's Coach Kung Fu Reyes calling his first time out. We'll listen in.
Okay, para makaset up tayo na maayos, isang maayos lang na pasa. Nangyayari sa atin, naninigas na agad kayo, nagsiserve lang yung kabila. Relax muna kayo until such time na nag-execute na siya ng serve. Ngayon, makikita niyo naman kung saan nakarap. Tingnan niyo din siya sa mata. Pag nag-eye-to-eye kayo, ibig sabihin, ikaw yung kinokontak niyan. Alas, release niya yung bola, okay? Isang maayos lang na pasa, didiskarta na ni Ivy yan. Tapos magkakaroon tayo. Laruin mo, Ivy. Laruin mo.
Well, pretty much, it's the passing. You know, if you pass well, I like his confidence with Ivy Perez, really, because just pass well, bahala na si Ivy.
Yeah, didiskartehan niya na yan.
Yeah.
Aaron Velez, GM now of CHERY, former head coach, now the general manager of the team. That's a good pass.
Yeah.
Combination play, and Jovelyn Gonzaga makes the most out of that.
That was a pretty good pass.
And 2-point lead re-established by Army. Take a look. Beautiful setup play there.
Yeah.
Combination resulting in a point.
With the help of the net, though, I
That's-
was going to say. It just dribbled its way over.
Jem Gutierrez in the game for the first time. 5 points in that loss versus PLDT. She served straight into the net, though. Not what you want from your service specialist.
I always, you know, I would say, when we call a game and we see a service specialist come off the bench and then commit a service, it's such an eyesore, right? And you know what the coaches is feeling, obviously.
But that's such huge pressure as Esguerra scores. That's such huge pressure to serve and serve well because you're the serve specialist, but you're cold coming off the bench.
But you train for that.
That's true, though.
You get a few moments to showcase what you have. That you have to take advantage of that. You
That's
can't be
true.
committing these errors.
Back to a 2-point advantage for Army. Over receive. Easy dunk for Esguerra, who's playing well today. She has 4 in the game.
Well, you mentioned, you know, the players who don't really get enough touches or enough playing time. Esguerra and Paran playing well for Army today.
That's right. Coach Esteban calling his first time out. We'll listen.
Tapos huwag mo madaliin. Kahit na hindi ka na umatakit, dahan-dahan lang kunin mo lang. Receivin mo lang maayos. May dalawang spiker pa naman tayo. Ngayon kung kaya mo na, di tsaka mo. Ginangyayari kasi di mo pa nare-receive, umaalis ka na eh. Okay, receive natin na maganda, lumalayo sila, habulin natin yan. Alina, tatlo naman yung ano natin. Wala na pala yan.
Tatlo.
First ball tayo.
Hindi na, nagugulat ka lang. Titigan mo lang yung bola mo para mapalik sa...
Hey, let's go! Jerry!
Well, after winning against Petrogas, Coach Esteban was saying we're happy and grateful because we still have a chance to contend for the next round. Our team is almost complete. Nothing is impossible. We just have to keep on working and do the right things for us to get more wins.
Yeah, makes all the sense in the world. But they find themselves down here in the first set. They have to dig deep.
Laure Great set.
I remember that huddle, Coach Clarence Esteban was talking to Laure saying, you have to pass first, you know. Don't want to keep going for the offense. You have to defend first.
Substitution here for CHERY as Jasmine Nabor and Arian Layug, who did not play in the win versus Petrogas, are coming in for the first time in the match.
Well, obviously, he wants, Coach Clarence wants a full front row for defensive purposes.
Good, yeah, good serve. Oh, but a 1-2 play there for Ivy Perez.
We know that's her talent. You know,
Yeah.
she's a setter who loves to attack, who loves to dump.
Very offensive-minded.
Yeah.
And she loves that angle. Served by Bautista. That's received by Layug. Zacarandang picked up by Gonzaga. Audrey Paran packing a lot of power there. Laure. Perez goes back to Paran. Ting Dorendes with the dig. Nabor. Layug. Dug up by Paran.
Still alive.
Back row, Gonzaga off speed. What a dig there for Laure. Here comes Layug again. Superb rally.
Another
Gonzaga.
long one.
Excellent defense over received. Zacarandang keeping it alive. Layug. Picked up by Agno. Middle attack is good for Esguerra. She has 5 and it's back to a, no, actually it's a 4-point lead, the biggest for Army in the opening set.
And you can feel her confidence, really, because Perez kept going to her. Now she has this, you know, the renewed confidence to go for those kills.
Second serve for Nene Bautista.
Safe serve.
Laure into the net. As the lead of Army starting to grow. Coach Clarence Esteban will burn his final timeout. His team is down by 5 in the opening set.
Nangyari sa'yo. So ilaban mo lang na ilaban. Ilaban mo lang na ilaban. Tumitigil kayo. Pagka ano, na ito, inaayawan mo yung talon mo talaga sa agresibo. Okay? Yung opensa natin, agresibo. Huwag yung bagalan. Kasi sumasabay nga tayo doon sa ano, binabasa rin ang blocker nila. So pagka nakatapat, igalaw-galaw niya yung bola niya. Huwag puro diretso. Okay? Tapos yung mga nakukuha natin na bola, yung mga balikan na, dahan-dahan lang. Ba't ba nagmamadali tayo? Ba't ba pati yung first ball, binabalik, second ball nagmamadali? Dahan-dahan lang, compose lang kahit dahan-dahan lang yung goal.
Let's go! Ready? Hard up!
Well, I think Coach Clarence wants them to be more deliberate, you know, not rush into anything. Elaine Casilag, right?
That's right, Elaine Casilag on the right of your screens there. She will not see action today. She is in plain clothes.
Wonder why.
Zacarandang, and that's the result of a good receive, a good pass. You get the middles involved.
And, you know, in that huddle, Coach Clarence was also saying, you know, go for it. You know, go for the approach, jump high, and go swing away.
Well, CHERY needs a run here. He's still down by 4. Paran has been great today as a starter for Army. Shaya, cross court is good.
Boy, the way she finds that tough angle. It's not a complete swing, if you can see. It's just directing the ball to where she wants. I mean, really evolved into a lethal offensive player.
4 points. A quiet 4 points for Shaya today. 2-point run. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. They cut the deficit to half, but now it's 4 set points for Army.
Well, you know, that service error is case in point when we say it really is the timing of those errors. I mean, let's say Army just commits three, 4 errors in this set. I mean, CHERY. And then you'll realize that service error to get Army to 24.
And on the flip side, you get an ace off the bench for Mary Jean Bison. And that's the set.
And that's respect for Mary Jean Bounce.
A 5-point win for Army over Cherry in the first set, 25-20. Army wins set number 1, 25-20 versus Cherry. And so far, Army, 5 from Paran, 5 from Esguerra. 2 names that are not usually the mix, but right now really playing well for the Lady Troopers.
Right, I mean, really, this first set, it started out pretty close, but you mentioned those names, Esguerra, Paran, and Perez doing a great job.
Oh, yeah.
Really in distributing the ball. And towards the end of that first set, Army just pulled away. Cherry, it's not really a bad set. A little errors here and there. So that's what you want to avoid coming into the second set. Yeah, some numbers pretty close. Army 15 as compared to 13 attacks. Blocking, we don't have any block. Service aces 2-1. Opponents errors, Cherry with 8. We talked about them having to avoid or minimize these errors. 6 for Army, but for Army, really, I think they should just continue what they're doing. They're playing light. You can feel that. They're enjoying themselves. Cherry, they need to remember how they won against Petrogas. Relive that and bring it in the second set.
What's surprising about Cherry, though, we saw 8 errors in set number 1. In the win versus Petrogas, in 3 sets, they only had 13 errors.
Wow.
So the 8 in the first set is obviously a lot for a team like them.
And you know the importance of today's game.
Yeah,
really.
Can't stress it enough.
Yeah, it's a must win.
Would you say more so for Cherry than Army, right?
Well, I think it's actually for both because the stakes are really high. You're looking, you don't want to keep hoping somebody loses. It's more, you have to win today. We have to win today.
Well, they're off to a good start. They get a block and then a service ace here to go up 2-0 in set number 2.
Yeah, and speaking of Cherry, Justin Doro starts the second set.
Justin Doro, only a point in their win versus Petrogas. She played in all 3 sets off the bench. And it's a 3-0 start for the crossovers. A very early timeout here for Coach Kung Fu Reyes. The team off to a really bad start.
Tapusin niyo yung galaw natin. Nababasa niyo pero walang tapos ng galaw eh. Ngayon, sa sobrang relax, yung bola kasi gumagalaw eh, di ba? Hindi nyo nakaharangan ng katawan kasi braso lang. Ito, tendency, tatapon. Basic lang ulit. Balikan natin yung basic kasi yun ang pinaka-foundation eh. Okay? Hindi pwedeng harang lang braso, lalagpas yan. Create a wall. Create a wall. Okay, harang. Okay? Ang baba ng intensity pagpasok. Itaas ulit natin ha. Easy na yan ha. Habol kayo, habol.
Well, this is eerily similar to how they performed against PLDT. They won 25-17 in the first set. Very high energy as well. Mosey noticed that when they came in the second set, it was totally different.
Yeah, I was actually thinking the same thing. That's why I like that timeout, early timeout, and even Coach Kung Fu realized that, saying we have to increase the level of our game, our energy, our intensity.
There you go. Perfect response. Jeanette Villarreal puts Army on the board as we go to Sam Corrales.
Army took that first set, and it really looks like they're responding well to the return of Coach Kung Fu, leading the team here today, and also they are now relying on their sparks off the bench. And speaking of the bench, I want to talk about Joanne Bunag, who exploded in their last game over the weekend. She hasn't seen any action yet today, but she shared with me the impact that she has to her fellow second stringers. Siya daw yung nagmo-motivate sa kanila na maging ready kapag humugot si coach, just like what happened to her in the last game. And speaking of that last game also, Audrey Paran just got 1 point against PLDT, but now she's proving that she stayed ready, she's worth the spot, and we're witnessing her coming alive for Team Army. Back to you.
Thank you, Sam. 5 points for Paran. Meanwhile, Joanne Bunag, 10 points, 1 block in that loss versus PLDT. But she was a starter then and really played well. Poor receive there, which is uncanny for a libero of Angela Nunag's character. 5-1 start for the crossovers, Noreen.
Yeah, I think really it's more of the psychological aspect for Team Army. You know, sometimes if your mind plays tricks on you, you remember what happened in that loss to PLDT, right? And it comes back to haunt you. So what you have to do is really, your mental focus should be really, really tough. You forget about these things.
Jeanette Villarreal, back-to-back points for her. She has all of the 2 points of Army here in set number 2.
And talking about Army, really, they haven't been going too much to Jovelyn Gonzaga.
Yeah. Well, they haven't had to. Let's see if that all changes here. Paran with a service error. Nothing going right for the Lady Troopers here in the second set.
I can see Jovelyn Gonzaga trying to talk to her teammates.
Yep. There's Joy Daparon. I believe she is injured as well.
I saw her warming up.
Okay, that's good because she did not play in the last game because of an injury. Let's hope she's fine already and ready to go.
That was Villarreal again.
She has all of the 3 points right now of Army. Everybody else, they need to step up, receive better so they can get their offense going. 3 serving 6, second set.
Well, the irony of it all is really, obviously Army's passing is struggling, but the 3 points came from the middle blocker. So, you know, I mean, that's a huge irony right there.
Gonzaga. You say that because obviously for those of you who can't put 2 and 2 together, because the activation of the middle attackers require great passing.
Yeah. Well, you always hope, but the great centers can always, you know, do something about it. But, well, as we say that, I think Bautista gets that kill.
2-point game. Mylene Baat from the middle. Hits it outside. No check ball, according to our first referee, Joy Dimas.
Yeah. Don't look now. It's just a 1-point game.
Well, what a turnaround here for Army, who were down by as many as 4 points. 5-1 here in the second set.
Yeah, great serve.
They're right now in the midst of a 4-1 run. Bautista to tie it. Not just yet, says Carandang. She gets the block.
Yeah, she was all over that. She read that from start to finish. And you know Nene Bautista, if she could have it back.
Esguerra and Perez on your screens. 2-point game. Bautista. A push by Paat. Perez maybe overset it. Carandang from the middle. One-handed dig there by Nunag.
Great save.
Carandang will try again.
Oh, Nunag and Perez. They were right there in front of the ball, within reach. But they hesitated and it cost them. They're down by 3 as we get to our first technical timeout. 8-5 Cherry over Army. Shaya Adorador, 5 points. Army right now down by 3 after a miscue. Miscommunication as well between Nunag and Perez prior to the first technical timeout. Paat is rejected. Paat picks it up. Buding Duremdes will set it for Karandang in the middle. She had nowhere to go, but still able to get it through. Vicar. They go to Dorog. Block. Oh, what a save. No, according to Joy Imus. She didn't indicate the violation just yet.
We're all waiting.
Yeah. She just awarded the point to Arby, but she didn't indicate. Was there a net touch? Somebody crossed the line. There it is. All right.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
So 2-point game.
But that was a great effort, though,
Oh, yeah.
to try to retrieve that.
By Duremdes, Dorog, and then Shaya. Those 3 players. Zakarandang powers that ball in. Wow.
Again, I love her reaction after that.
Great timing. Great energy as well. Zakarandang.
Perfect timing.
5 points already.
So we were talking about Army activating the middle, so is Cherry.
Yep. That's been the key so far. There it is, another middle attack. But this one is still alive. Excellent off-speed hit by Lin Paat. Everything Cherry does gets converted to a point right now.
But they're working hard for it. I mean, that was a great dig by Dorog of a quick hit by Esguerra, and the rest is history. They get the point.
Biggest lead for Cherry at 4 points here. 10 serving 6. Justin Dorog. Bautista. Dorog again with a great dig. Adorador block. Coverage by Duremdes. The back set by Lin Paat. There is Gonzaga. Middle attack. Zakarandang unable to keep it alive.
Yeah, that's just a smart tip there by Esguerra. But we have to remember, Justin Dorog played as a libero for UP. Right. So really, defensively, you know she has that.
Great pass. 1-2 play. Easily read by the defensive Army. Shaya Adorador again.
Oh, the blockers of Army can't seem to find a solution to Adorador.
Well, Alina Vicar as well. She's been, going to a variety of locations.
Yeah, she's been on point.
Mylene Paat on one end, and then she uses Zakarandang, and then she goes to Shaya Adorador. Really confusing, the defensive Army right now.
Yeah, one player, for the Cherry fans, they want Ortiz to get involved.
Shaya, 2 blockers. Nunag was there. It's a 4-point lead for Cherry. Paran will score.
Finally, another point for Audrey Paran.
That's her first point in set number 2. She has 6 already. Clarence Esteban, UAAP Season 73 MVP and Best Blocker.
These coaches also are very decorated.
Yeah, definitely. Good pass. Mike Ortiz. That's blocked. Shaya on the other side. Oh, great placement. Wasn't strong, but she picked the right spot.
You know, really, she has this confidence also in her. She's breathing. She's just making it look easy, just finding the hole. She knows that a point is a point, whether it's strong or a drop, she gets that point.
Still a 4-point lead for the crossovers. Villarreal, that's dug up by Bicar. Paat on the attack, that is just outside.
Well, they're asking for a touch, but they don't get that call.
Right now, Army needs a run. They've been scoring a point here and there, but they need at least 3 straight.
Yeah.
Ivy Perez, 19 excellent sets and 2 points in the loss versus PLDT. Mylene Paat, blocked. Wow, Mylene Paat, she's been checked a lot here by the defense of Army.
Well, when we said that Jovelyn Gonzaga is smart for Army, of course it's Mylene Paat on the other end. So you know that Army's gonna clamp down on Mylene Paat. So coverage, we always say they have to cover better.
Army cut the deficit in half. They are within 2. Shaya blocked again. Back-to-back kill blocks for Army, and they are within 1.
Well, then you can say it's a good adjustment made by Army because finally they put a stop on Shaya Dorador.
Excellent read by the net defense of Army. They have a chance to tie. This is the closest they've been so far here in the second set.
And what about Villarreal? Villarreal scoring points, blocking. So, yeah, doing well.
Not a good pass from Durendes. Shaya. Ooh. Everything but that chance to get it across the net for Villarreal. She actually tipped it back. Wasted opportunity. There's Dindin Manabat. Grade 3 sprain, was it?
Yep.
Which obviously will take time to heal. And since this is a single round robin format, very short eliminations. Great set, great play.
Great combo. And finally, Jo Gonzaga adding to her point tally.
Gonzaga, this is a quiet 6 points for her, right?
Again, she's not getting, you know, a lot of touches. And because Ivy Perez has been distributing it really well.
That's right. There's an ace, and the game is tied. Audrey Paran with her 8th point. What a way to reward Coach Kung Fu for putting her in the starting lineup. Audrey Paran really stepping up today.
I totally agree. I mean, these are the contributions that you're looking for.
She almost gets an ace. Paat. Nudag picking it up. Gonzaga. There's a block by CHERY this time.
Good response there by CHERY.
Crossovers back on top. Must be hard to be Gonzaga, you know? I mean, every team, they have their eye on you, especially the net defense. And she has to go at it and, you know, contend with that kind of situation, that kind of defense every game. Bautista as well.
Yeah. I mean, the good players know how it feels. Like Eliza Valdez, she'll get blocked a lot of times, but it's how you rise above that.
Right.
You know, that's what separates the good from the great.
During the Open, we heard Gonzaga say, or we had a feature, she said, you just have to forget the past and move forward and look at what's ahead.
You can't dwell.
Yep. Underhand set there. Here's Bautista. Justin Dorog. Check ball.
Net violation, check ball, check out.
Back to a 3-point lead here for the crossover, 16-13 versus the Lady Troopers. The road to the PBA starts here. Tutukan ng PBA D-League Aspirants 2022 sa One Sports at PBA Rush. At gusto mo bang malaman ang latest happenings sa sports? Dito lang tayo sa nag-iisang go-to tambayan ng lahat. Like, follow us on social media. That's One Sport PHL or One Sports PHL on all social media platforms. All right, back to the action here at the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center. Gonzaga, great touch.
Yeah, just smart tip there. We gotta mention, you know, you like the response of CHERY. It was a tied game at 13 apiece, but then CHERY just came roaring back. Justine Dorog with really good contributions, a block, 1 kill, and then her defense. So you like that Coach Clarence brought her to start the second set.
Zakarandang tips it. Dorog keeps it alive. Perez sets it. Gonzaga off speed again. Same result.
Playing it smart. She got blocked a couple of times, but you mentioned that's her attitude. She will forget and she will try to make do with what she has. So far, so good. Just finding the hole in signals in CHERY's defense.
And now it's a 1-point game again. Chance to tie for Army. On the serve by Jeanette Villarreal. Oh, she's been serving well.
Yeah.
This rotation. Paat with her version of an off-speed. What a dig by Gonzaga. Paat attacks, sends it outside. The game is tied at 16.
Well, the struggles continue. Every time she goes for that swing, she goes 100%. That's when it goes out. She needs the flick of the wrist.
Yeah.
You know, her follow-through, her approach is there. She needs that final flick of the wrist.
May Luna, you saw, did not play in the last game, but she seems available today. We'll see if Coach Esteban taps her to get in the game. Carandang off the block. Perez. Barce. Paat. That's in. Miley Paat makes up for the error and puts CHERY back on top by 1.
And you see, if she doesn't go full swing, that's where she scores the points. But you know, players, they like to go all out for their swing. So that's, you know, that's food for thought for you.
Mylene Paat already in double digits with 10. Bautista. Dug up by Adorador. Here comes Dorog. That's not coming back. Justine Dorog. That's going to be her 3rd point.
You know, CHERY really seems to always have an answer to this Army rally.
Yeah.
They'll tie it up, but then CHERY 2 straight points again.
Actually. Army has not led so far here in set number 2. They've tied the game a couple of times. Gonzaga. What an attack. Jovelyn Gonzaga now starting to really assert herself in this second set.
Well, obviously she needs to. She realized that I can't just wait all day. I gotta be more aggressive. I gotta lead my team.
That's exactly what she's doing. And it seems Coach Kung Fu Reyes is gonna tap a few players. We'll see if Gonzalez will check in just a few. Great pass by Dorog. Dorog will attack. That's TIGGO with the dig. Bautista off speed. Pancake saved by Dorog. Mylene Pat, easy over.
It is still alive.
1-2 play again. Perez, same spot, same result.
Much to the delight of Coach Kung Fu. I can see him applauding. Right? It's not the strongest, but it doesn't matter. You know, you find the hole there in the corner pocket.
We're tied again, 18. Let's see if Army can get over the hump here and take the lead for the first time. Yes, they do. Error by Mylene Pat, and Army is on top for the first time in set number 2. Clarence Esteban will burn a timeout here.
Well, nangyari natin sa atin yung opensa na natin yung nawawala. Okay, okay naman yung receive, okay naman yung set. Easy ball nga lang yung bola, yung opensa natin yung nawawala. Dapat mapatay natin agad yun. Okay, alin na, gawa ng paraan. Pagka nakikita agad kung saan may bibigay, daya-daya mo ng konti. May agresibo dun sa middle, agresibo yung pasok. Mabagal yung pasok mo, hindi mo alam na ano eh. Bilisan mo pa, tapos alin na, activate na lang yun. Pag nakitang sumabay, di ba tumalit ko sa open? Okay, ang dami na kinuha, 3 yung kinuha niya, 4 na kaya kinuha sa atin.
Sports Vision President Ricky Palu. And I believe it's Miss Eleanor, right? Beside him.
Yeah.
And Sports Vision really done an excellent job. I mean, I can't praise them enough for how they've managed to put this together, despite the health and safety protocols restrictions, as you see a block there on Karandang, and transferring venues, the load of people who want to watch games. It's amazing. Karandang powers that one through, but the rally's still alive. Another off speed by Bautista, dug up again by Dorog. Bicar with an easy over.
Ooh, collision there.
Dorog dug up by Gonzaga. And there's a block on Balse by Karandang, and the game is tied at 19.
Yeah, good read by Karandang. She knew limited options now for Ivy Perez. She went for Balse. But what about Dorog? I mean, Army was complaining that the last pancake dig was supposedly not good, but call stays. Dorog just diving and sacrificing.
A couple of great saves for Dorog, and she gets an ace here. So CHERY back on top. What a response after the timeout by Clarence Esteban. 2 straight points to take the lead right back.
Yeah. And, you know, what a showing by Justin Dorog.
Off the bench today, Justin Dorog. Only 1 point in the last game. Dorog already with 4 today. And we're just in the second set.
Yeah.
Balse scores. There's a net touch. It's going to be called against CHERY.
Yeah. Second referee signal. Shaya Dorador with a net violation. Yeah. That was clear.
Second referee is Fernando Velarde. 20 all. Can't get any tighter here in the second set.
Seesaw match here.
Shaya. Bautista, right place, right time. Paran. Buding Dorendes with a dig. Adorador again. That's a check ball. A point for CHERY. They go back up by 1.
Yeah, that's just a smart hit. Hitting it high off the hands, really just going for that check ball. Look at that, you can see. Great target.
Zakarandang, a former Perla spiker, with a serve. Underhand set here. Audrey Paran, a little too close to the net. Bicar goes back to Shaya. She has the hot hand. Back-to-back points for Shaya Adorador. And they have a 2-point lead here.
The clutch hits there by Shaya Adorador.
Adorador with 9. Army will adjust. Paran will sit down. And Joanne Bunag is in the game for the first time.
Yeah, you like that substitution because obviously CHERY has read the hits of Paran. So why not bring in your veteran, Joanne Bunag?
Smart play by Bautista. Let that one go. Zakarandang with a service error. 1-point game.
sense
Yeah.
by Bautista.
Let's remember, Balse with a service ace at the end of set number 1. Adorador again, off the head of Villarreal. Ortiz will score!
Well, now everyone has scored for Cherry.
Alina Picard done an excellent job distributing the ball here for Cherry. Coach Kung Fu Reyes will call a timeout. They are down by 2, 23-21.
Yan, ganun lang running open na lang tayo. Ngayon, kung walang pasa at hindi mo na ma-address na maayos, hanap si Jogo kasi Nene sa gitna. Okay? Kailangan, bago mag-24 yan, naka-all 22 tayo. Okay? O kaya either or tayo mauna.
Mauna tayo sa 24.
Okay? Hawakan natin na.
Maniwala kayo, mauna tayo sa 24. Pasa tayo.
That's a tall order. Beat Cherry to 24. They're down by 2. Ayalare, former Tigress. Well, actually, I don't know if she's a former Tigress. She wasn't clear as to whether or not she will return.
Yeah.
After the season 84 of the
Let's leave
UAP.
that for next season.
Ortiz will play center. Adorador is blocked by Perez. Easy over. Oh, it could have been outside.
Could have.
Bautista picking it up. Here's Bunag. Oh, Johan Bunag off the bench. Nails that one.
That's what I'm saying. They train for these moments. Johan Bunag off the bench, cold off the bench, but she scores. That's why Coach Kung Fu brought her in.
1-point game. Bunag is fired up, and why not? They're on track to fulfill their mission to beat Cherry to 24.
Yeah, that's the short-term goal.
Yeah.
Short-term goals get to 23.
The long-term obviously is get the win here.
Oof.
Miscommunication there, broken play for Cherry. A chance to tie. Gurendes keeping it alive, but another chance ball here for Army. They go back to Gonzaga. Yes, they tie the game at 23.
You like the way Perez listen to Coach Kung Fu. If you have the opportunity to go to Gonzaga, go to Gonzaga.
And Jovelyn Gonzaga now with quiet 10 points.
Yeah. So short-term goal accomplished.
Yeah, definitely.
Medium goal, get to 24. Long-term goal, get to 25.
Shaya. Chance to attack here. Villarreal will play center. They go to Gonzaga again.
Ooh, great dig.
Adorador. That is, I think it hits the antenna. So, Army from 2 points down, they make a 3-point run. And mission accomplished. They get to 24 first. 1 set point for Army. Timeout, Cherry.
Natin. Wala naman akong problema doon sa receive. Okay naman. Bakit yung atake natin nagkakaproblema? Diba? Ginagawa lang naman. Takilo lang naman lang kasi tapos na. Kung na-block, di walang problema. Okay, ngayon nag-iingat na tayo. Bakit? Kasi gumagano na naman sila sa atin. Gusto nyo kasi gantong labanan eh. O anong gagawin natin ngayon? Gabulin nyo ngayon.
Well, Army responded to the timeout, or will the crossovers respond to theirs as well?
Good question. But you can sense here that Army playing at a better level, you know, towards the end of the second set and responding to all the timeouts, to both the timeouts of Coach Kung Fu.
Oh, good serve. 2 straight sets that ended in a service ace. Ivy Perez. 3 straight points on her serve. And then the service ace to win the second set, Noreen.
So, all goals achieved, accomplished.
Yes.
Short term, medium term, and long
And
term.
long term.
We have to give it to Army for that.
Lady Troopers up 2 sets to nothing against the crossovers. 25-20, 25-23 Army with a come-from-behind win in set number 2 and are in control so far of this match, leading 2-0 against CHERY.
Well, you really love the attitude of Army, you know. A lot of times in the second set, actually, CHERY controlled the second set until the latter part. You know, Army would come back, but CHERY would always have the answer. But towards the end, that very memorable timeout by Coach Kung Fu saying, they're 23, let's get to 23, no, let's get to 24, and eventually they got to 25 first. So you like really that Army is focused right now and they have their eyes on the prize, is what, hoping to win this match.
And that, you know, mental fortitude to dig in, and we will not let them score. We will get to 24 first.
Yeah, look at the numbers. They are even in terms of attacks, blocking, a better blocking set. 5 for CHERY, 3 for Army. Service aces as well, 3 and 2 opponents' errors. Army with just 2.
Yeah.
7 for CHERY, but Army with just 2. And, you know, that made a huge difference in the second set.
And for Mylene Pat and the crossovers, collectively, that's 15 errors in this match. They only had 13 errors in that 3-set win against the Petrogas. So obviously that's a telling aspect.
Right, and we have to mention also how many hitting errors Paat had in that second set. So in this third set, I feel for Mylene Paat, don't overdo things. Just go back to the basics, you know, find your form, just find the holes, and, you know, get these little points and not just keep going for it and getting errors.
Ivy Perez picking up where she left off and scored an ace to start the third set, but then commits the service error. So we are 1-all here in set number 3.
Yeah, she's 50-50. 1 ace, 1 error.
It's now or never for Alina Bicar, and the crossovers must win this.
Ooh.
No connection there between Perez and Villarreal.
Yeah, because it was a good pass. They get the score of the middles when the pass is not as good.
That service on the line.
Coach Kung Fu contesting that.
There is no challenge here, so there's no point in it. So this is 3 straight points for the crossovers. A tip by Gonzaga is on the line. Within the Rendas, let it go.
Yeah, she's reading it. She thought it had enough power to go out, but it just clips the line there.
Take a look at the bottom right. There's Dorendes chasing after it. She let it go.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, regret written all over her face after that.
Yeah, can you imagine? She went around. If she had gone straight,
yeah.
she probably would have gotten that ball.
Bautista ties the game at 3.
Well, you know, we like talking about Jove Gonzaga and the likes of Rachel Landakis, Jove Gonzaga, Ging Balse, who has played for so many years and still playing well. What about Bautista as well? Getting back in shape, getting back in fine form, and starting for Army.
There's no question how good her conditioning is. Obviously, she's a beach volleyball player. When she's not playing indoors, she's doing beach.
Yeah.
So all year round, she's, it's volleyball for Nene Bautista.
Yeah, but remember, she has been coming off the bench for, a couple of conferences already.
That's
so, it should be good for her confidence starting.
EJ Laure is rejected there and tied at 4-all. Let's check in with Sam Corrales.
Earlier in the second set, the panel was talking about the confidence coming from Shaya Adorador, and Shaya told me that the team has been feeling much lighter and happier on the court ever since nakompleto sila. And she's actually one of the top servers right now, and Shaya told me that the first part is all about having that target. But even if she doesn't hit the coach's instructions, she reframes her mindset to at least nakapasok, diba? So let's see if she and the team can apply that mindset in other aspects of the game as they try to pick up the pieces and bounce back here. Back to you.
Thank you, Sam. Well, right now they are struggling. I mean, you can see it from their body language and the passing as well. It hasn't been on point.
Yeah.
1-point lead for Army after that error by Mylene Paat.
But then for Cherry, you have to realize if you lose this set, that's it. You know, for the season, you were talking about if they lose this match, then they really have no chance to make it to the top one.
Because they only have 1 win, 3 losses.
Right.
If they lose today, they go to 1-4 with only 1 game remaining. And you can't make the semis with only 2 wins.
Correct.
We were talking about that prior to the start of the coverage. 3 wins is the minimum.
Right. So, yeah, they have to realize that. They have to know that if they lose this set, that's it. They have to at least force a 4th set.
But a win here today doesn't ensure them as well of anything,
Right.
because they only pull down Army. They will be tied at 2 and 3, with both teams with a chance for 3 wins at least.
Well, at least they have a chance.
At least they have a chance, that's right. Picar to Ortiz. Villarreal unable to keep it alive.
You can see Ivy Perez talking to Villarreal. Probably telling her, why are you using one hand? Right? I mean, what set was that when there's a timeout and Coach Kung Fu said, create that wall, you stop the ball with 2 hands.
I think it was the first set.
First set, right? That's a case in point. Another one-handed retrieval.
Bautista kept alive by Picar. Easy over by Ortiz. Perez. Combination play. Still going to be another free ball. Balse with the tip. That's pretty high. Paat with the approach. Budag with the up. Comes Bautista. That was blocked. Gonzaga. Yes!
Getting it off Laura there. This was a smart hit. And you know her form. She also looks like she can drop the ball or throw an off speed. Right? That's the exact form, and then she just goes for it.
Known as the Bionic Ilongga. Jovelyn Gonzaga.
Remember our interview? Tagal ko na.
She's 30 years old.
Yes.
So it's been a while. Almost a lift there from Tarandang. There's a lift right there from Balse.
But we like and appreciate the effort of Black Army, of Army Black Mamba. You know, because they're really going for it.
Yeah. Right now in a good position. The Lady Troopers, 2 wins, 2 losses. A win here, they go up to 3 and 2 with a chance to actually go up to 4 wins.
Yeah.
Laure, that's not coming back.
Don't look now, it's a tied set.
For EJ Laure, it's been a struggle so far today. Only 5 points for Laure. That's her first point after the first set. She scored 4 in the first set, but she's been pretty quiet ever since.
Well, she didn't play in the second set. It was Justin Doro.
That's right.
Who had actually a pretty good second set. Ooh.
Well, back-to-back points for EJ Laure. And they take us to our first technical timeout. Cherry on top 8-7 over Army. Third set. Let's go to our Twitter question of the game. Which players have impressed you the most from Army and Cherry TIGGO? Hashtag PVL Invitational 2022. From I am Kenji, Sergeant Jovelyn Gonzaga has improved much. Her ACL injury helped her come back stronger and proved that her experiences would help Army to win this year's conference. tall order, but that's the goal. From Rans, Ivy Perez, grabe ang improvement niya sa Cherry. Si EJ Lare ang gagaling ng mga cross-court attack niya. I have to agree with, especially with Ivy Perez. We've been talking about that, Noreen.
And even EJ Laure, I mean, coming off the bench. I mean, actually, it's a health protocol.
But for Laure, she's been good. I mean, she had numerous juniors award, was UAAP season 77 Rookie of the Year. So we know what she's capable of. But Ivy Perez really has stepped up big time here in the professional league.
And this conference.
This conference as well.
Last two, right?
That's right. Over receive for Army. Laure, speaking of.
Ooh, good dig.
Agno with a dig. Bunag. Ador popping it up. Battle at the net. Balse, that's Durendes picking it up. Zakarandang, dug up by Gonzaga. Bunag off speed. Set back by Karandang. Dump at the net, won by Perez.
On cue, we were talking about Ivy Perez and what she brings to Army. But what an exchange, though. It's an entertaining exchange between both teams.
And relentless defense by both. I mean, it's just a little bit of luck as well for Perez, but the ball was already actually on the side of Cherry.
And she was a frontline setter.
That's true, that as well. Laure hit the tape of the net. 1-2 play for Perez. Hit the tape of the net as well. Going to be a free ball here. Balse.
Ooh, what a dig.
Wow, Laure again. That is wide for EJ Laure. Army up by 2.
You know, great decision-making by Jovelyn Gonzaga, letting that go. It was close to the line, but she knew. She let it go.
Court sense by the veteran. Speaking of veterans, Nene Bautista with the serve. Good pass. Laure. That's blocked at the net. Balse with some pumps.
She's showing us and her fans she's still got some jump in her.
Take a look on the second one. Here it is. There's the block on Laure.
Wow.
The past and the past UST Tigress battle at the net.
Different generations.
Yeah. Dorog is back on the floor. Gets the point. And immediately.
And you love that substitution.
Yep. She was pretty effective in the second set, Noreen.
Both in offense and defense.
Yeah.
You saw a lot of pancake, digs, even a block, one stuffed block for her.
Mylene Paat is clearing something up with our first referee, Joy Diemos. Everything seems to be sorted out. Army is up by 2. 9-11 here. Cherry must-win situation. Paat picking it up. Adorador. Here's Perez, goes to Bunag. Bunag is off the bench. Yes, Bunag attacks and scores.
Yeah, there's enough power, enough spin to hit it off the blockers.
Joanne Bunag with her second point.
Actually, with the help of the net, we have to mention, it was clear in the slow-mo.
3-point lead for Balse and the rest of the Lady Troopers. Another shot with a little help from the net.
And the reaction after that, that's classic Balse celebration for you.
That's right. Timeout here for Cherry. They're down by 4.
Nulit ko, kailangan natin. Hindi natin makukuha ito kung gano'n ang gagawin natin. Okay? Kailangan trabawin natin. Lumalayo sila na lumalayo. Nagkakakumpiyansa na tayo. Nagkakahirapan na tayo magkamali doon sa bola. Okay, alina, ball control. Pag receive nyo ng maayos, alina, ikaw nang dumiskarte, ball control lang. Tapos atake lang tayo ng malakas. Masyado ng stiff eh. Sige lang, atake lang tayo. Igalaw nyo lang yung galaw nyo. Tapos receive nyo lang na maayos. Atakein natin ng malakas. Di wala nang problema. Okay? Wala na mag-iingat. Sige na, paluin nyo ng malakas kung papaluin ng malakas. Kung magkamali, di sige, walang problema. Pero at least nilalaban nyo yung pagkakamali na. Hindi pwede nga.
Hey, let's go, let's go!
Guys, paluin nyo, guys!
Hey, Jenny!
Coach Esteban asking them to take responsibility for their mistakes. Ilaban nyo yung pagkakamali nyo.
Yeah, and I think the gist, if you can summarize that in one word, is laban.
Yeah.
You know, come on, you're down 2 sets, you're down by 4 points. You just have to fight, fight it out.
That is just outside. It was close, very close.
And I hate it when the linesman takes long to make that decision. It's like it's slow-mo. Am I gonna call it out or in?
But I feel for them. I mean, you're given a split second to make a decision.
That's true.
And you have to make the right one. Almost a lift there. Yeah. Army complaining about a lift for Shaya. But the rally continues. Bunag with the attack. Here comes Adorador. Nunag with the up. Bunag will go at it again.
Oh!
That's on the line.
And, Army was complaining about that call. They may have had a point, but then they stuck to the play, and Bunag just went for the down the line hit.
3 points now for Joanne Bunag, and a 4-point lead for Army. 14 serving 10. They are up 2 sets to nothing.
Well, Joanne Bunag is a classic example of, being focused.
Yeah.
When she came in, she was cold, but she scored, and then defense as well. Yep.
But Shaya playing excellent today. 10 points off 9 attacks.
Well, they'll need more of that.
And she didn't have a lot of space for that, but she got it through. Angela Nunag with an excellent defense so far today. Tin Agno as well. Villarreal is going to be 4 touches.
Well, it's just a 2-point game.
Coach Kung Fu Reyes has a word to say. He thought otherwise. 2-point game. 12 serving 14.
These are important serves for Bicar.
And you like how we talked to Alina Bicar at the start of the game, and you like how well she settled in, as Bunag will score again, despite only joining the team last May.
Yeah. I mean, she looks like she's a very pleasant person off the court, even in court. And you like the way she fit.
Yeah.
That time, the last game she started, she set pretty well. They got the first win. So moving forward, whatever happens to this game, you're excited for the future of Alina Bicar with CHERY.
With CHERY, that's right. Used to be with Army. Nice tip for Adorador, really playing well today. 11 already.
Yeah, I mean, she's the leading scorer.
But for CHERY, they need a series of points here. They can't keep trading points. They're still down by 2.
Good serve.
Combination play. Beautiful setup there by Perez, and spectacular touch for Gonzaga. She's had a couple of points like that, right?
And why not? Why not keep dropping if I am successful?
3-point lead for Army over CHERY, 3rd set. Army, they are 2-2 in the standings so far. And the remaining game will be Creamline Pool Smashers. That's going to be on Saturday. So, obviously, not an easy end.
Yeah.
So, must secure this. Smiley Pat, this hits. And this lead is starting to grow for Army. How about Coach Carlos Esteban. Their last game is going to be on Thursday. That's going to be against Creamline as well.
Same opponent.
Ooh, that's going to be long for Audrey Paran.
But you remember the huddles of Coach Clarence? He kept saying, our defense is okay. How come it's our offense is the problem? And yeah, I mean, we saw a lot of hitting errors. Even, I mean, Paat again, no? Been struggling today.
Very unusual, too, for a player of Paat's caliber. And even the serves as well. Team captain, Micah Ortiz.
But, you know, when you look at the game of Cherry, you're happy if people like Doro, Laura, they contribute. But I feel they have to go a lot more to Ortiz. If Ortiz is in the game, she's your leader.
Yeah.
She's a... Obviously, we know her skill level. You have to get her involved. We can't be giving her just 1-2 sets.
That's true.
Right?
Mylene Paat. That's on the line. Could have been outside. Coach Kung Fu was right there. And he's very animated. Well, at least was animated. It did seem like it was outside. I don't know if we have a replay of that. Take a look. I don't know if it touched the line, but it's tough to say.
Yeah.
Free ball here. Tarandang is rejected. Chance ball this time for Army.
Oh, collision there.
With 2 players down for Army, Bautista with a tip, and she scores. This is a 4-point lead for the Lady Troopers.
And after the collision, all laps, all the veterans being active there. First the collision, and then the other veteran just drops it. You know, it's the veterans who's playing it smart today.
Yeah.
Lot of drops.
They had the young players, the privates started it out. Paran scoring very well, Esguerra scoring very well, but then the sergeants stepping up late in this third set.
And when needed, right? Yeah.
Justin Doro outside. And this is what you were talking about earlier, Noreen, what was mentioned by Coach Esteban. The offense is what we have to fix.
Yeah. Yeah. That's where they're struggling, big time.
Problema yung atake mo, pinapalipad mo na eh. Tatakot na tayo mablock eh. Imbis na ginagawa natin ang paraan, nag-hesitate tayo doon sa ginagawa natin eh. Inuulit ko nga, kailangan natin trumabaho kasi nga, huling set na natin to. Kailangan natin umabol ng umabol. Kung yung paabutin ng benching, kung dikitan nyo ng dikitan. Ay makipagpalitan tayo na ano, walang ayaw. Dire-diretso lang natin tong ano. Ha? Walang problema tayo doon sa yung atake na lagi problema natin.
May basa. Let's go. Cherry,
Well, we heard it again. Coach Carlos Esteban saying yung atake natin ang may problema. But then you also heard that sort of directive. Huwag natin paabutin ng 25 yan. Let's see how the crossovers respond here. They're down by 5. Army only needs 5 to win the match.
Yeah, and he did say this is our last set. Come on, we have to work hard for it.
No more chance for a semi-slot. A spot mishits again.
Oh, you feel for her, really. You know she's trying. That's the hard part. And you mentioned it, her caliber. You know, not supposed to have this much errors.
Right. Paat will sit down along with Alina Bicar, Arian Layug, and Jasmine Nabor check in. I'm wondering why May Luna hasn't seen any action.
Obviously, they need a spark off the bench.
They also have Rachel Ostero. They're both suited up. Now a 6-point advantage for Army. Tarandang, that's outside. That may be the beginning of the end for the crossovers now. Down by 7.
Well, right now for Cherry, you know, it's their psyche that's a problem. The confidence is a problem. They know they're committing a lot of errors and they can't seem to bounce back from it.
It's a mental thing right now for Cherry. What a dig. One-handed dig for Gonzaga. Joanne Buna. Grandes was right there. Doro. Picked up by Agno. Barce is rejected by Tarandang.
Good effort, though. We say that because You know, how many years has Ging Balse been playing?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, decades. We're talking about decades.
He was champion in UAAP season 69. We're season 84 now. That's how long she's been playing.
68, what year was that? Let me check.
69, that was season 69. They won the championship for USD.
Coach, underhand. Outside din naman eh. Outside.
Gonzaga, the team captain, checking something with first referee and second referee, Joe Yunus and Fernando Velarde.
They called the legal back row, but she's not, so...
Replay the point.
Yeah.
Justin Dorov, off the bench today with 5 points. Gets a service ace.
Well, that could be a start.
Yep.
I mean, for Cherry, they're not yet out of this. Like, if they listen to Coach Clarence and remember it's their last set, they got to fight it out.
They still have some cushion as well to work with. Army's only at 22. That's a better receive. Balse, Dorog with the pass. But a chance ball here for Army. 1-2 play for Perez. Picked up by Nabor. Layug. Over receive. And a good tip by Karandang. Gonzaga will play center. Balse attacks. Layug with another free ball. Oh! Perez maybe hung on to it a little too much as Balse mistimed it.
Wasted opportunity there for Army.
Perez was maybe half thinking she could want to play the ball. But they ended up throwing away a point. 4-point deficit, timeout here.
Sige. Hinga muna, hinga. Ngayon lang ako nakakita na nalulunod na wala sa ilalim ng tubig. Okay, ang problema lang natin doon, off timing eh. Sinabayan mo yung talon niya kasi yun yung DQ natin eh. Nung sumabay, nung binitawan, eh, paano yung bola umangat tayo kung baba. Okay, o sige, one stop ulit tayo. Ando naman tayo eh. Okay, tama lang ulit yung dalawa.
Oh, Coach Kung Correa is injecting a little bit of humor in that timeout. Maybe just to lighten the mood. Obviously, a tense moment right now. They do have a 4-point advantage, so there's a bit of a cushion for them. But it's been a couple of errors as well.
Yeah. Well, 4 points, you know, in this game. You're right. It's already a cushion, but now it's a string.
Momentum slowly shifting to Cherry late in this third set.
And right after that timeout by Coach Clarence.
Great defense at the net. Karandang and Layug combining for that block against Bunag. Not a good pass. They go to Bunag. Dorov. Here's Nabor. Karandang is rejected. Oh, that's double contact on Jasmine Nabor. Excellent play by Balse, making up for the error earlier with the block.
You know, really, what you see from these veterans really today is the commitment.
Yeah.
Commitment to every play, every ball.
And the composure as well.
Yeah.
Despite the pressure, they know what to do.
That's why, you know, these youngsters, they have so much respect for this Army squad.
Right. Blocked by Perez on Nabor. And this is 5 match points for Army, 24-19.
Boy, Perez really stepping up today. Really playing well.
One of the more aggressive blockers as a setter, Ivy Perez.
Yeah.
Service into the net for Balse.
Well, they can still afford it, as you said.
Yep. Coach Kung Fu Reyes did not coach the team in the last game. Rico de Guzman was in charge last Saturday, but he's back here. And right now they're on the brink of winning this in straight sets. Villarreal into the net, back-to-back errors. That was a beautiful set, no blockers. That was an open net for Villarreal, and Coach Kung Fu Reyes upset at the mistake.
Well, you can't get anything
Yeah.
better than
Can
that.
get,
No,
can get, right.
there are no blockers. I mean,
Well, there are 3 more chances here for Army. Nabor, Layu. Uh-oh. Crossovers are within 2.
okay, let's focus on Cherry. Their short-term goal is to get it to 24, then 25, then 26.
This is 3 straight points for Cherry.
Yeah.
Laure, obviously you know what she's thinking. Coach Reyes will call his final timeout here.
Let go tayo ng dalawang unforced error. Okay, makinig. Nag-let go tayo ng dalawang unforced error. Isa lang ang kailangan nating itama para matapos siya. Para may tama yung lahat ng pagkakamali. Tapusin natin. Wala tayong pag-uusapan.
Very short timeout there. You just need 1 good play. That's what he's saying. Cherry on a 7-2 run here. As you look at Angela Nunag, will be tasked to receive here. And the Zakarandang serve. 3 set points, make that 3 match points saved. 2 more to go for Cherry. Bunag. Yes, that's all they need, and it's over.
You know, Joanne Bunag really, what key contribution, key points coming off the bench.
5 points today for Joanne Bunag off the bench. She started in the last game, came up with 10. But today, really huge spark for Coach Reyes, subbing in for Audrey Paran and really contributing. Quality minutes for her as you see this 3-set win by Army, and coming off a 4-set loss against PLDT. They bounced back big time here today, and they beat CHERY TIGGO and send them packing.
Yeah, and you like that it's a collective effort. We mentioned it started with great play by Audrey Paran and Esguerra, but when needed, the veteran step up, King Balsen, Bautista, right?
Gonzaga as well.
Joanne Bunag.
And let's take a look at highlights of their playmaker, the one that made it possible for everybody to get involved offensively, Ivy Perez.
Well, we can't talk enough about her, really coming to her own, making a name for herself, really playing big, and she found a home in Army, which is good for her and for her confidence and for her fans. 17
excellent sets, and she put up 6 points as well. Ivy Perez right now is in Sam Corrales.
Yes, joining me now is our player of the game, Ivy Perez. Congratulations po for getting back-to-back wins. Finally bouncing back rather with this win today. So, Ivy, ano yung masasabi mo sa impact ni Coach Kung Fu? Ngayon lang siya nakasama sa team ninyo today. Paano yung impact niya, lalo na sa last time out na yon?
Well, ang taas nung... Parang ang binibigay kasi ni Coach ngayon, nagbibigay siya ng instruction, ganyan. So, iba pa rin talaga pag si Coach yun nandyan, si Coach nagbibigay ng instructions, ganyan. Na parang nagbibigay siya ng, ng period. Lagyan nyo ng period yung bawat galaw nyo, lagyan nyo ng fluidity, ganyan.
So it really woke you up, especially in that last play. And now let's talk about yung teammates mo naman. Nag-grow kayo as a team. Nakita naman natin na lahat nag-step up, lalong-lalo na sa bench. Ano yung masasabi niyo sa teamwork niyo today?
Ulit niya.
Yung teamwork ninyo, ano yung masasabi niyo sa Team Army ngayon na nakuha niyo yung panalo today?
Tulong-tulong kasi hindi ko masasabi na, masasabi ko na gusto ng lahat manalo, gusto lahat ng mag-perform, lahat pumasok sa loob ng court. Kaya once na pinasok sa loob ng court, talagang nagbibigay sila ng numbers talaga. Makikita naman talaga sa stats and sa court.
Hindi pa tapos ang laban for sure on Saturday. Creamline naman ang makakalaban ninyo. Paano ka magiging prepared for that matchup?
Siyempre, simulan namin sa training, mindset, saka pagpaplanuhan talaga namin, pag-aaralan namin bawat galaw nila. Talagang tsatsagain namin, pagtatrabahuhan namin. Yun yung sinasabi lagi ni Ate Job sa amin, pagtatrabahuhan lahat ng gagawin.
And let's see how Ate Job and the rest of the Army squad can keep up their momentum. But for now, Ivy, may mga gusto ka bang batiin?
Many.
Nandito na sila. Go.
Una-una po, gusto pong batiin si General Browner, si General Lakil, si Colonel Gabun, si Colonel Makasaet, si Sir Gap of Black Mamba, Sandria Lee Salon, and Rebel Sports. And binabati ko rin po yung family ko sa Batangas, sa nanay ko, sa tatay ko, kay Alicia, and sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa Black Mamba Army. Nawa, hindi kayo mapagod sa amin, and hi Seth, galingan mamaya.
Nice one. All right, player of the game, Ivy Perez. Back to our panel.
Thank you, Sam. Congratulations, Ivy Perez. And Lady Troopers, just to follow up on her point, Noreen, about everybody getting involved. 15 points for Gonzaga, but Paran has 8, 6 for Perez, 6 for Esguerra, 5 for Bunag, 5 for Villarreal, and Base pitching in 3 as well.
Yeah, huge contribution, but it always stems from the playmaker. Ivy Perez is playing well.
Let's take a look at highlights of set number 3, Noreen. It was mostly controlled by Army, but Cherry did make a few runs to keep it close.
Yeah, they put up a fight. But what you like with Team Army, because we have to mention they won today. They learned from that loss against PLDT, obviously the weakness that they figured out, why they lost, and then they put into application in today's game. Nearly the same start to them. They won the first set and a slow second set, but then because they learned from that, they made the adjustment, they came back, and then they won this in straight sets. So it's a great effort by Army.
We'll take a look at the stats of set number 3.
Yeah, out-attack. Army out-attack Cherry there, 11-8. They blocked better, 4-2. Aces the same. Opponents' errors, they had a lot more. They had 10 huge ones, but they made up for it in other aspects, attacks, blocks, and services. So overall, they're looking to still solidify their spots in the top 4.
Coming up next, we have Signal HD Spikers looking to stay perfect in the standings as they take on the winless Petrogas Angels. Army will go up to 3-2 in the standings, while Cherry will drop down to 1-4 and will be out of contention for a semis slot. Thanks to our director Al Neri, for Sam Corrales, my partner Noreen Go, and Eric Kipan. Stay here for more Invitational Conference action of the PVL. This is One Sports coverage.